Welcome to Success Manifestation. My name is Kath Kyle and today I am busting some manifestation myths. Today I am sharing all of the stuff that you don't need to be able to manifest things. You can ditch all of this stuff, and I'm showing you the only one thing that you do need to manifest anything that you want into your life. By the end of this video, you are going to be so much lighter and so much more free, and know that you can manifest easily all the time, constantly, 24/7, and get exactly what you want. The first myth I am going to bust is whether or not you need to be at a high vibration to be able to manifest anything. And the answer is no, you do not need to be at a high vibration. It doesn't make scientific sense. As a human being, our bodies vibrate at exactly the right level. We don't want our vibration to be too high or too low. It doesn't make any sense. We absolutely do not need to vibrate at any level at all to manifest anything. The next myth I'm going to bust is whether or not you need to get into alignment before you take any action. And the answer to this again is no, you do not need to get into any type of alignment before you take action. And that is because we all take inevitable action anyway, which means based on our belief systems, based on our assumptions, and based on our subconscious mind programming, the actions that we take physically as a human are automatic. We can't actually have very much control over our actions. They are all based on our subconscious programming, meaning that you don't need to wait to get into alignment, because you are going to take exactly the right action that you need to take based on your existing programming. So as long as you've got your programming in the right place, you can take action in a bad mood, you can take action in a good mood, and it won't affect the outcome. The next myth I'm going to bust is, do you need to match the vibration of the thing that you are trying to manifest? And the answer is again, no, you do not need to match the vibration of the thing that you're trying to manifest. If you're trying to manifest a new home and you are a human being, how can you physically match the vibration of an object? It doesn't make sense at all. The next myth I'm going to bust is whether or not you need to use emotion to manifest. And the answer again is surprisingly no. We don't actually need to use emotion to be able to manifest things. Emotion can definitely help. I'm not saying that emotion can't help, but we don't need it. We are manifesting 24/7, and a lot of things, in fact, most things that we have manifested into our physical reality have not come as a result of getting emotional about anything. It's just as a result of believing and assuming that what we see in front of us is the truth. The next myth I'm going to bust is whether or not you need to be positive to be able to manifest what you want, whether or not you need to maintain a positive attitude all the way through the day, each and every day, to be deserving or to reach the vibe of the thing that you're trying to manifest. And the answer again is no. Despite what we've heard, we do not need to be in a positive frame of mind to manifest. And you can put this to the test yourself. Just look at the results of your own life. Have you ever received something good when you were in a bad mood? Have you ever been in tears and somebody has comforted you or given you a resolution? Have you ever been annoyed at somebody, like customer services, over the phone, and you felt really frustrated, and then they've given you a solution to your problem? And that just shows that we don't need to be in a positive mood to manifest. Of course, it helps to be positive. Who wouldn't want to be positive? But we don't need to beat ourselves up for not feeling positive 100% of the time, because we are human beings and it is entirely appropriate for us to feel the full range of emotions. That's why we have them. The next myth I'm going to bust is whether or not you need to feel grateful for the things that you already have in order to manifest something else into your life. And the answer to this is no, you do not need to feel gratitude or grateful. And again, it is a really nice feeling. It really can help to feel gratitude, but you don't have to feel gratitude, and you certainly don't have to feel grateful for things that you don't like or don't want in your life. The next myth I'm going to bust is whether or not you need to act as if to be able to manifest anything. And acting as if means acting as if you've already manifested the things that you want. Another way to describe this is fake it until you make it. So for example, you could think that you need to invest in some high-level coaching package to be able to fake being a successful business owner. And the truth is that you do not need to do this. It's actually quite a dangerous way of thinking. You don't need to act as if, and it's actually very, very difficult to act as if because you are constantly fighting that subconscious programming that's already there. This is the inevitable action that you are constantly fighting against 24/7, and it's just exhausting. And yes, it can help to a small amount, but it is far more effective to change that subconscious programming rather than constantly be fighting against it all of the time. Instead of faking it until you make it, I like to use the phrase take it before you make it, and I have created a whole video on this concept, so go and check that out. The next myth I'm going to bust is the basis of the law of attraction. The law of attraction states that in order to receive what you want, you have to attract it into your life. And if you attract something into your life, that is using the premise that it already exists somewhere out there and it's not here, that you don't have it, it's somewhere else, and I need to pull it towards myself. I need to grasp it, magnetize it, and attract it into my life by doing all these various things like raising my vibration and being in a positive mood, etc., etc. Otherwise, I'm not going to attract it, because I'm not going to be this positive person who attracts people to me. And that's not actually true. We don't attract things into our life by magnetizing something outside of ourselves and pulling it towards ourselves. What we actually do is we create it. We create it with our imagination. Our physical reality is just a reflection of our imagination, of our thoughts, of our beliefs, of the things that we have imagined into physical existence. So that means that the thing that we want doesn't already have to exist in our physical reality because you create it in your mind by assuming that you already have it. So you don't need to attract, you need to create. Another myth I'm going to bust is that you need to be using all of these different manifestation techniques to be able to manifest what you want into your life. You need to be using all of these things, the 55x5 method, the 369 method, the putting things under your pillow method, the vision boards, all of these different manifestation methods you don't need. Can they be helpful? Yes, they can be helpful to a certain extent, but only because they help you to form an image of something in your imagination, not for any other reason than that. You don't need to use manifestation techniques. You can use them. It can be fun to use them, but don't ever feel like you have to use them. Otherwise, your manifestation won't happen. That's not the truth at all. The truth is that you don't need them. You can use them, but really just remember it's only your imagination that manifests anything. Another myth that I really want to bust, that I see people talking about all the time, and I strongly disagree with, is that you are to blame for everything in your life. You are responsible and you are to blame for all of your existing results. All of the bad stuff, it's all your fault. And I don't agree with this at all, because when we were born and when we were young children, we were given belief systems by our parents, by our caregivers, and we didn't have any control over that whatsoever. We were pre-programmed in this way, and it is now our job to remove this programming and move forward and program something else, something different into our subconscious mind, but we are not to blame, we're not responsible, because we didn't have any say in that whatsoever. We didn't know any better, and now that we do know, yes, we can work on things, but we're still human. We still are bound by that existing belief system that will continue to dominate us, and we can work on things bit by bit, and we can gradually improve. But if we could go from being having the results we don't want to having a perfect existence where we're these perfect manifestation beings who manifest perfect lives, then there would be no point in this human existence. The whole point of this human existence is the experience of it. It's the unfolding of things gradually. We don't want to jump from one thing straight to another. So we don't need to beat ourselves up that we're not there yet. We'll never get there. We'll never be this perfect manifestation being in this lifetime. We can only improve and have realizations and enjoy the process. Another myth that I want to bust is a stumbling block that I see a lot of people being held back by, and that is that people feel like they have to visualize by forming a picture, a scene in their mind of the thing that they want. And if they can't form this picture in their imagination, then they will fail at manifestation. And that is not the way that imagination works. You don't have to form a picture. It doesn't have to be a clear picture. You don't have to have any picture to form a memory in your imagination. You can form a memory based on a conversation, based on words that you are hearing, or based on how your body feels in a particular environment. You don't have to form a picture, so don't let that hold you back. And that brings me on to the next myth, that a lot of people say you need to do visualization, affirmations, scripting, vision boards, and all of this stuff to manifest. And these are also all techniques, and these can also be very helpful. I personally do use some of these techniques myself. I do enjoy them, but I only use them because it helps me to form an image in my imagination. That is the only reason. And when I say image, I mean using one of the 5 senses: the sight, the smell, the taste, the touch, the hearing. You just need to form an image, which means that you need to sense that your manifestation is there in your imagination. You don't need to actually see a picture of it, as long as you use one of the 5 senses. Another thing that I see a lot of people saying all the time is that you need to do shadow work in order to get rid of all of the pre-programming, all of the existing beliefs, in order to move forward and be able to manifest anything. That you need to avoid doing spiritual bypass, and spiritual bypass means that you avoid doing shadow work. Shadow work is where you look at all of this pre-programming and you look at things like, where did this programming come from? Who said it to me? Why did they say it? What do I think about this? And you really analyze everything and where it came from, and then you unpick it all and let go of it. And I do believe that there can be merit in doing this. I have done a lot of this myself, so I'm not saying don't ever do shadow work, but just know that it is not necessary to do shadow work to be able to manifest things. Remember that we are manifesting 24/7. Remember the last good thing that came into your life. You manifested that, and that didn't come as a result of you doing shadow work. That came because of your existing belief system. You can turn around your existing belief system without doing shadow work, one step at a time. Sometimes it does feel good to go back and do a bit of shadow work, and other times you just don't need to. You can manifest anything. You can decide in an instant you are going to change your belief system. You can decide, I'm just not going to believe that thought anymore. I'm not going to be that person anymore. I don't need to know where it came from, or who said that to me, or who made the mistake in my past and who was the bad guy. We don't need to actually know any of that stuff. All we need to do is decide that we are no longer going to believe that, and we decide what we're going to believe instead. That's the only thing that actually manifests, is a change in your belief system and picturing the new thing in your imagination. Another myth I'm going to bust is one that I've actually talked about myself, and you might be thinking I'm contradicting myself here because I've just been talking about forming a new belief system, and that is the key to manifestation. But a lot of people say that you have to believe in your manifestations for them to manifest. And the truth here is that you don't actually need to believe in your manifestations. Belief systems is the overall way in which your life unfolds, but belief in a specific manifestation doesn't need to happen if you have formed an image of it in your imagination. If you know and you are familiar with your manifestation in your mind, then you don't need to believe that it's actually going to happen. And I created a video on this as well, so go and check that out. Another thing that I hear a lot of people saying is that you need to reject your physical reality. You need to reject the 3D. So everything that you see around you, things that you don't want, you need to reject that and say, that's not really here, that's not happening, I see this instead in my imagination, I don't have that, I don't want that. And I don't believe that this is the truth either. I don't believe you do need to reject everything around you, because I feel like it's much better to be in the present moment. And that doesn't mean that you have to accept that the future is going to be like the present moment, but you don't need to reject the present moment either. If you accept the present moment for what it is and keep that imagination in your mind, then in the future you can expect to see what you have visualized in your mind. But that doesn't mean to say that you have to reject everything that you see in your physical reality and just pretend it's not there, because that's not a really fun way to live. Another myth I want to bust is that a lot of people say that you can't manifest for other people. And this is definitely not true as well. If you think about prayer, you pray for other people. It's just the same as manifesting. So somebody comes to you, they've got a problem, you pray for them, you manifest for them, and you expect their reality to change based on your thoughts. So you absolutely can manifest for other people. And if you look at the way the world is actually set up with parallel realities, then you don't need to feel guilty for manifesting for other people, because you understand that they are in their own separate reality where they are completely controlling their own reality to the extent of their own programming, and you will be manifested by them in their reality. They are manifested by you in your reality. That's the way it works. And I have also created a video on parallel realities, so that explains this concept further. Another myth I want to bust is that you have to manifest from the end result, or you have to manifest in steps to get to the end result. Neither one of these is the truth. The truth is that you can manifest however you want to manifest. If you want to leap from $0 to $1 million, then that is exactly what you can manifest. If you want to manifest, first of all, getting $100, then getting $1,000, then $100,000, then that is the way that's right for you to manifest. You don't have to manifest from the end result. You don't have to manifest in increments. It's totally up to you. So now that you know what you don't have to do to manifest, what do you have to do to manifest? So the only thing that you have to do to manifest is to create a reverse memory. What is a reverse memory? It's a memory of something having happened before it's happened in the physical reality. So you're just creating a memory of something in your imagination of what you want. That's the only thing that you need to do to manifest what you want. And I have created an in-depth tutorial that shows you exactly how to create reverse memories, and I've linked to that below as well. If you are a business owner who would like to manifest success in your business, I have a free gift for you, which is my Manifestation Milestones board pack, which helps you to manifest the milestones in your business, to celebrate and get excited and manifest the milestones as you are going through them. And you can get that by clicking the link below. If I have busted any myths for you today, I would love it if you would leave these in the comment below, or simply let me know your thoughts on what I've said today in the comments below, and I will reply to you. And if this is the kind of content that you want to see more of, I encourage you to subscribe to my channel. And now it's your turn to go and put your stamp on the world.